What's going on, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Man Up Real Talk podcast. I am your host with the most, Mr. Michael Wiley, saying greetings and salutations to all of you, our faithful followers and listeners. Y'all know we appreciate all the likes, the shares, and the clicks and the downloads, and whatever it is that you do to support this podcast. We do not take it in vain because we understand that had it not been for you, there would be no us. Now, to all of y'all that's joining us for the first time, I say welcome. And for everyone else, I say welcome back. Because your boys is back on the air with the Man Up Real Talk podcast, podcast for the people. And joining me as always, finally, is my partner in crime, the man of the hour, Mr. Philip Hines, a.k.a. Mr. Classic, a.k.a. OG Triple OG, running on CP time. What's going on with you, man?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yeah, I'm running. I was running. Hey, man.
Just don't. We're not even going there. We're just not even going there. Don't even.
Work call.
I swear for law with colored people, if it wasn't for y'all funeral, y'all be late for that too.
What's going on though, brother? What's going on, man?
And I'm chilling, man. It's Tuesday. You know how it is. You know, I'm happy. We back for another week to get the chance to talk to these wonderful peoples. Listen, if you're in the chat, please chime in and let us know that y'all in the chat so we can shout you out. I need y'all to like, share, tag, email, whatever it is that y'all do with the social media stuff, and let the people know the Man Up Real Talk is live.
How y'all doing?
Yes, my lovely wife is on. God bless you, darling. Listen, real quick, those of y'all that don't know, I just want to take this time out to say happy anniversary to my darling wife of 22 years.
Wow.
We celebrated 22 years over this past weekend, and I just everybody talk about, this is my better half and this is my listen. If there was ever a definition of better half, that girl should be right next to her picture should be in the dictionary right next to it, because man, that she is my everything. She is my enhancement. I ain't gonna say she complete me because the Lord made me complete. You know what I'm saying? When I came out the womb.
No, she completes you. She completes
girl,
you.
Man, she do her thing, man, and she has been holding it down for 22 years, and I ain't got nothing but love and respect for her. We raised two awesome boys, man. I mean, God just blessed me with a good one, man. They said a man who finds a wife finds a good thing, and I appreciate my good thing. And listen, because it's my show, I'm gonna dedicate this show to her just because I can. Why? Because it's mine, and I can do those things. That's right, I can. So I dedicate this show to her, girl. I appreciate you, and I love you, and I'm celebrating 22 years. Looking forward to 22 more. Who else up in here? I see. Who we got up in here? I see Brother Tim is in here. Sister Gordon. Look, I love me some Sister Gordon. I'm biased, but I love Sister Gordon. I appreciate her.
Tim, stop.
Oh Lord, okay. This dude, he is such a troll. All they got to do is give him a colored wig and put a little gem right in his belly.
But I love it, though. I love it.
Man. He a troll for real.
He livens up our comment section. So keep it going, Tim. Keep it going.
Look, he said, look, he's starting already. Look, he talking about some Kelly don't even look like she's 22
I told you.
years old.
I told you.
Oh, my God. He is such a troll. Look, man, we got a really good show. We're going to be bringing our guest out in a few. Mr. Alfred C. Golden the third. Y'all ain't heard that. He's the third one of Golden Label Studios, young fashion designer. He's going to be coming out here in a minute and talking to us about fashion and stuff. So if you fashion forward, fashion backwards, whatever it is that you got to do with fashion, if that's you, then you need to be tuning in. Or if you know some people, you need to have them to tune in. Listen, if you are a fashionista, that's right, you need to tune in. Fashionista, for those of you all that don't know, actually originates from the Aztec term, one who shops at Ross Dress for Less. So if you are a fashionista, you need to come on through and and you all can see our guest. He's in the background like, that is not what that means. You need to stop.
You see me shaking my doggone head, man. I'm shaking my head like, where is Mike getting this from?
Actually, fashionista does not mean that. It simply means a designer who I think specializes in like the haute couture, if you
I don't
will,
know.
or just somebody who just really, really closely follows fashion.
We gonna have the brother come and tell us the correct definition of fashionista.
As you can tell, I am not that one. I am a jeans and t-shirt type of dude. This used to be a V-neck, but as you can see, it looks like an O now. Look. I'm just saying, I'm not that fashion guy. I can put stuff together, if you give me a little while, but
as long as you look nice, Mike, that's the only thing that should matter.
Look, I clean up pretty nice though, man.
You clean yourself up pretty good, that's the only thing that matters.
I'm just saying, hey, my nephew is online. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate you, man. I love you. Yeah, so I'm not that fashion guy. So yeah, don't look to me for any kind of fashion advice, critiques or nothing, because I don't know. I know people that like them those doggone Yeezys that Kanye be rocking, and them things look like laundry baskets, and people be paying like $200 and $300 for a pair of them, and I'm like,
made that nigga a billionaire.
I don't get it. I just don't get it because I'm not that guy. I don't know, and I see a lot of dudes, man, and and some things for guys I get, and I understand, and I'm kind of an old head too, right? So when I see some of the stuff that some of the guys be wearing nowadays, I'd be like, I don't know if I would wear that. But I appreciate people's boldness. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm a big guy. There are two things I follow. Number one, I have to be comfortable. Well, three things actually. Number one, I have to be comfortable in what I'm wearing. That's number one priority. Number two, I'm not wearing bright colors because I don't want to be mistaken for any cartoon characters or anybody that's sing or like any character that sing childhood songs and stuff like that. Number three, I don't wear fur because I'm not trying to get shot by hunters. So those are the three rules that I abide by. There are some people that don't abide by those rules. My thing is, if you're going to dress, actually wear the size that you wear. And stop trying to borrow your kids' clothes.
But it's about fitting. It's about that fitting mess now, Mike. We talked about that before.
Listen, I get fitted, but sometimes, ladies, y'all be wearing belly shirts, and they really ain't supposed to be belly shirts. They just rolled up like that. I'm just saying, this is how it is. Can we keep it real? Come on now.
Kelly said, "Don't wear red, Kool-Aid man."
Exactly. Man, you catch me wearing some all red, you might as well just put "oh yeah" on my back and just be done with it. I'm just saying, wear your size.
Hey man,
be true to you. That's all I'm saying.
Give me a white tee, some jeans, and some Timbs, and I'm good.
Oh my God, the days. Look, I do not miss the days when I had to wear a suit to work. I don't. I do not miss them at all.
Get off my belly. Jackie, what belly shirt?
Look, Jackie needs to stop. She needs to stop. But y'all already know what I'm talking about. And you can't tell me you ain't been in Walmart and you done seen them girls with them shirts that come up to here. You thought it was a halter top, but in reality, it was a t-shirt and it just rolled up a little bit.
Mike, I'm not messing with you, Mike. I'm not messing with you.
I'm just saying. She got on short. She actually got on. She actually got it. You thought she had on a denim thong, and it was actually shorts.
Relax, look, Mike. Relax.
I'm just saying. We gotta be better. We gotta do better. It's like I ain't never seen a denim thong before. It's because they cutoffs. Just stop it. Stop the madness, people. That's all I'm saying. We have to do better. Now again. Maybe you just need a little help in that area. You need some I don't know, some advice. And no, this is not an attack on teenagers. It really isn't. Although I will say that I do question some of y'all choices when it comes to some things. But again, this is coming from a guy who likes jeans and t-shirts and like comfort. You know what I'm saying? There's very few times when I'll go outside of my comfort zone and I buy anything. I remember buying shoes other than black and white was just like, oh my God, I got on all blue shoes. To me, I thought I looked like a giant Smurf, and it was just my shoes.
But what, Mike?
that mean?
The reason why I don't knock it, man, because you gotta remember we wore hammer pants, we wore polka dots, pair of leather shoes. Then we had the Gumby hairstyles and all that.
He said he don't like my attitude today. You be all right. You would be all right. You don't like me because I'm telling the truth. But look, do you all remember like the used and the damaged outfits? Y'all remember? Come on.
I was your bow man myself.
I need us to go back there. Remember the cross colors? Come on. Some of y'all uncle right now is still wearing an 8-ball jacket, standing outside eating a cheese sandwich. Y'all don't remember them 8-ball jackets?
Hey man, Carl Kanai was the stuff.
Carl Kanai. Come on.
But like I said, I was Jabot man.
Pelly. Is Pelly still a thing? Y'all remember the Pelly jacket?
Yeah, Pelly still a thing.
Yeah. Where's that stuff at? Where's that?
Back in my younger days, give me a pair of Jabots and some Jordans and I'm good.
Where's Rockaware? Bring Rockaware back. And you already know how I feel about FUBU. I'm just saying.
Mike, don't bring up FUBU again.
I need an online petition to bring FUBU back. Here now, but in all seriousness, this is like for real. Right. Oh, come on, Jackie. Jabot and Guess. Coca-Cola.
Jabot, a Coca-Cola sweater and a fresh pair of Jordans. You was fresh to that.
Okay, you know what? This is a young guy talking right here. Talking about some FUBU. Shut up. I'm muting you right now.
Look, Noah, your uncle loves FUBU.
Dude, I love FUBU. Look, I'm just saying, the one thing that I do not like, and then we're going to bring our guest in, and I'm going to ask you all this question. Why is it that black fashion or urban fashion is considered a fad, but you all will continuously buy Gucci, you all will continuously buy Louis Vuitton, y'all will continuously support Michael Kors, Tommy Hilfiger.
Louis Vuitton.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Call it Louis Vuitton. It's Louis Vuitton.
Right. Tommy Hilfiger, after he said he don't want niggas wearing his stuff, literally. But those are the people that you all support. Those are the people that black people spend trillions and billions and millions. I know I'm going back, but I'm just getting y'all to see.
You saying something.
Y'all spend all of y'all money on these people, and half of them don't even like you. Why? For status? For
social? John for lawsuits?
Yeah. What y'all spending that on for social status? Is that what it is? You know how many times you done bought them same pairs of Jordans? Same ones. They've been out since 1989. You done bought them 20 times.
Been out since 1986.
Right. And then bought them 20 times. Now listen, let me say this. I ain't got no problem with you buying your Jordans. If that's what you want to do, that's what you do. That's who you are. And that's great. I just don't rock them like that. But my biggest thing is when we talk about, oh, we got to do better. And when was the last time you bought anything from a black designer? Anything.
In the 90s?
A t-shirt, a pair of socks.
In the 90s.
And I ain't talking about you buying paparazzi and face shields. I'm talking about like legitimately bought an outfit or something that somebody put some time and effort into and said, this is my original design. When was the last time you supported a black fashion designer?
In the 90s, like I said.
I'm just saying. And I'm not here to beat nobody's brow. I'm not here to stand on no soapbox. I'm just saying that every now and again, we shouldn't be a fad. It shouldn't just be something that's just for a time or an era. There's no reason that some of these, okay, maybe used and damaged. But other than that, there shouldn't be a reason that a lot of these black designers shouldn't still be around. Or some of these clothes should still be around. These are clothes that they represent our culture, who we are, how we feel. And we don't even support them. Anyway, enough of that soapbox talk. Listen, we got a guest on today. It's a young man who I am. Okay, Jackie, stop naming brands. I get it. I do miss me, man. Look, when you get you a fresh pair of all white K Swiss. Ooh,
all white K Swiss with some Levi's and a Ralph Lauren shirt.
Did you say British?
Oh my
British
God.
Nice.
Yeah, British Nice was a little something back for a minute.
I think Hammer used to endorse them, or didn't he do something with British Nights?
No, it was another rapper that did it for British Nights.
I ain't gonna front though. I had some LA gear. You know what I'm saying?
Gear. No,
I had some LA gear. I had some Ewins when they came out because I just like Patrick Ewing. I had some Ewins, man. You know, don't be front like you ain't have some. You know, you used to have.
Let me tell you something.
Like you ain't never wore no pro wings.
Never.
Like you ain't never had no kids.
Never.
Okay. All right. You one of them Negroes. Anyway, let's bring in our guest. Listen, this young man, I've known him for a while. Long time actually. I've known him for probably about as long as I've known my wife, about 20 some odd years. And to see what he has grown into, what he has become over the years, I'm mad impressed with him. Mad talented. And I ain't gonna say what else he could do. I ain't gonna put him on the spot. I'm just saying the brother's talented, you know, and but he's an awesome designer, and I wanted to bring him in and bring him on and celebrate him and let him just tell you guys a little bit about himself and about his studio and about pick his brain a little bit about fashion, because as I said, I don't know much about it. You know, I'm just sitting in the corner.
Like what Fred just says correct. You know, Fred, with the whole Under Armour thing, they starting to sell now because they got Steph Curry endorsing their shoes.
Man, I don't care what Fred said when I'm introducing my guest. Let me bring my guest in first.
Negroes.
Exactly.
Negroes.
Anyway, Mr. Alfred Golden is in the building. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Nothing much, man. I am doing great, sir.
What's going on, bro?
Coming on and
Nice
spending your evening with us and hanging out, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Define fashionista for us. Give us the correct definition.
Slow down, Philip. Slow down. Act like my definition wasn't correct. I know what I was talking about.
Not the first one.
Okay, not the first one. The first one, I agree. You know. But if I'm not mistaken, fashionista does mean, I think, a designer of haute couture, if I'm saying that right, or just somebody who just simply follows fashion very closely, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the latter. It's someone that follows fashion, that keeps up with fashion, that is into the latest trends. You can ask them what the hottest color is, and they're going to know. So it's a person that keeps up with everything, anything fashion related, designers, who's coming in, who's going out, models. They are, yeah. I mean, it was a thing before it was a thing, you know.
Now, is that like a new term, or has that term been around for a while?
I want to say like the last 20 years.
Last 20 years,
since 2000, I would say the very top of 2000. That's when it became a thing.
Okay, yeah. So all right, so what I want to do, or what I like to do in this instance, is I want to give you the spotlight and let you talk a little bit about yourself, give a little backstory of Alfred Golden, talk about the studios and all that stuff, and then we'll hit you with some questions and this, that, and the other. Listen, y'all, if y'all got some questions, y'all got some fashion questions. Some of y'all are still wearing 3-piece suits with a vest, and your socks and your underwear and stuff is matching. Listen, they didn't stop that. They stop it. You are not Deacon. You are not Deacon Johnson at St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church. Yeah. So stop dressing like that. Yeah. You know, some of y'all ladies, look, you know, just stop. Anyway, I will let you go ahead and have the floor, sir. The mic.
I told you I knew I was getting into, so
you knew what you was getting into when you came on. So
that's fine.
So let's know that you now have the floor, sir.
Okay. Thanks you guys first for having me on your show. This ain't my thing. This is not my spotlight. I don't like talking about me, but
Al, just so you know, you may not see us, but we can still talk to you and irritate you. So you know,
that's great.
So just know that I might be saying some things in your ear while you're talking, but it's okay.
Okay, I can deal with it. If not, I can just step to the side and
Exactly.
pour me a little something. Pour me a little something in. I'll come back.
There you go.
I'm muting myself, Mike.
You mute yourself. All right, go ahead.
Well, I've been designing. I started sewing when I was 16, but I've been interested in fashion since I was 10. I just had these magazines, some fashion magazines my grandmother had, and I would flip through them, and I was fascinated by what I saw, and it was couture. It was haute couture. And then I started to sketch what I saw, and I was with my grandmother, and she said, "Those are nice. Why don't you sketch your own?" I've been in it ever since. So when I was 16, and they finally let me next to that sewing machine, I ended up breaking it, but nonetheless, I would cut my own stuff out. I wouldn't use a pattern. I would, challenge myself. I wanted all the best fabrics that my little pennies could afford. But I was in love. I was absolutely in love with fashion and design and the models, the designers. I was probably that fashion, fashionista, as they would. God, I don't know where that came from, but it is what it is.
No. Here's the
and
funny
it's a
part.
thing. It's
Not
a thing.
to cut you off, because
thing.
I meant to ask. It's like, is fashionista unisex, or is it like a guy
It's
version
not,
of fashionista?
From what I understand, it is a fashion. It's a woman that is fashionista. Is a woman that is interested in fashion. And so
Okay.
I've heard someone use the term fashionista, and I don't know.
Okay, got you. Now, someone here, although I was going to be all dramatic and tell you all about it, but she just, Lord Jesus. Anyway, for those of y'all that don't know, as I indicated earlier, my wife and I has been married for 22 years. Mr. Golden here actually made Kelly's wedding dress.
She was my first bridal client.
First
bridal client. Yeah. As it so happens, because I'm focusing more so on custom bridal, and I do outerwear as well. But she was my first wedding dress. She was my Thank you. Yeah, she gave me a chance. She was like, "Oh my God, I want you to make it." I said, "Okay, let's do it. Let's do it." I think
it's history, y'all.
It's history.
That's history, man.
History.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Look, how ironic. How ironic is that?
We were just talking about that.
We were just talking about that. Like, dude, you made her dress. It's like,
indeed.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so that's crazy, man. So you got Golden Label Studios now. How long have you been doing that?
That I've been in, I would say solidly for the last 7 years. I've actually had a space. I told you before, I was at the Bridgeport Arts Center for about 5 years. Year number 6 had some trouble.
Okay.
So I had to, move out, kind of get things together, and then was able to move back there, kind of get jump started, and then I moved down to the Jalby Art Center. But yeah, solidly for the last 7 years. I always say, if I were to put a date on it, I would say that I actually started in 2010.
Okay.
And I say that because
so you've been,
made up.
That's been a minute then.
I've been sewing. Like I said, I've been sewing since I was 16. But all of that time, working and having to be grown, and pay your own bills. Sometimes it always got put on the back burner.
Okay.
And I would say in 2010, if I marked an anniversary date, it would be about 10 or 12, about 11 years ago. That's when I decided to, hell or high water, ins and outs, ups and downs, and stick with it and actually make it work. Because I was back and forth with it. I'm like, because I got tired of people. And they're not interested in ideas and them wanting to wear this and they don't need to, like those belly shirts. Yeah. I don't want to make that. I don't want to make that. I don't want to put my name on that. This is not just about money for me. You walk around in this boob shirt and you want to say, yeah, he made it. No, I didn't make that. I'm not doing that. Yeah, tight. No, I'm looking tight.
It's like,
no.
Oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Well, take your shirt off. Stop it.
Take your shirt off. Ain't a piece of spandex in there because years ago it wasn't a whole lot of spandex
There
out
wasn't
in the
no stretching.
marketplace. Ain't nothing stretching. You got on this poplin shirt, thinking you out here right. No. So I didn't want to do that anymore. I was bored with it. I was bored. And no one wanted anything interesting. And I like a challenge. And y'all are dying. But I like a challenge. I wanted a challenge. So I stepped back from it for a minute. Went to work and, came back and said, I really want to do this. This is a part of who I am. This is a huge part of who I am. So now I'm back in it. Now we got spandex, we got lycra fabrics. Now we can
spandex lycra.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love me some lycra.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's
It's kind
lycra?
of your best friend.
It's just a stretchy material.
It's a stretch fiber that you can add to
other materials. Yeah.
Everything stretches now. Everything got stretch in it.
Everything needs stretch in it.
Everything needs stretch.
I mean, shoot, as long as McDonald's is running 2 for $5s, everything needs stretch in it. That's all I'm saying.
And White Castles, period. You got to have a set.
Yeah, that White Castle do be calling your name sometimes.
And then they got nerve to give out coupons. I'm going, thank you. Did you put extra onions on that?
Right, it's like, man, let me get a number 6 and some lycra, please. I appreciate it.
6.
Right.
1 through 6.
Not 1 through 6.
1 through 6.
He said 1 through 6.
1 through 6.
And a Diet Coke.
You gotta get the Diet Coke. You said it all.
Diet Coke.
I'm watching my sugar, so I gotta get that. I gotta get that Diet Coke. Yes, sir. So look, man, let me ask you a question. And I was kind of talking about it earlier. What are some of the challenges that you find being a Black designer?
Lack of, I could say money. I could say lack of funding, but I could probably put at the top lack of a consistent client base.
Okay.
That can be challenging. Like for me, my gowns at this point are running a certain price point.
Okay.
And I have to have a customer, and a friend of mine, we were just talking about this. I have to have a customer that understands what it means to shop at Neiman Marcus, and not just when stuff goes on sale. I have to have a type of customer that shops at these higher end boutiques, and they understand why there's a $2,200 price tag on this dress. And I have, for a long time, unfortunately, I've advertised to the wrong people. And I do not blame those people because you have to pivot. When you find out what your demographic, I was just outside of my demographic for a long time. Right. Okay. So it's not them. I have to shift my business. I can't beg people to support me, and they don't have the means.
Right.
I had fans. I had a fan base, not a customer base. So now I'm working on my customer base. It is one thing if I could get $10 for every like that I get, I'd be okay. That's not how this works.
That's interesting that you said that. Like you have a fan base but not a customer base, because
and love my stuff, but they're
not buying it.
They're not buying it. They're not buying it. And it's just not. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I just have to pivot my efforts moving forward to people that can afford the things that I make. I do good work. I don't send any of my stuff out, not yet. I don't send any of all of those pieces that I did in my last fashion show. I make that stuff. I don't send my things out because that can be another challenge. If I'm having these, if I have these like difficult pieces or more time-consuming pieces, you can't trust everyone's hand to operate on to work with your stuff, because everyone does not have the level of, not even expertise, level of patience. I understand that if I've got 50 pieces in this skirt, that they have to all line up, they all have to work together for me to make this one complete garment. My stuff, most of the times, my stuff is not just get it done and put it out. That's not what I do. It's just not what I do.
Here's a question. We got a question from Pastor Razor. God bless you, Pastor. Appreciate your time hanging out with us. Now, his question is, what do you see as the future for this industry? Because a lot of high-end bridal boutiques, they've been sitting in the dust for the last 18 months. So where do you see not only what you do specifically in regards to bridal boutiques, but just industry itself, where do you see it going? What do you see? How do you see the future going in the future?
It's like it's like buying the right stock at the right time. Like I still feel like I'm in a good position. Like
Okay.
while some of these boutiques are open and operating, they're charging $5,000 and $6,000 and $7,000 for these gowns. I may not do for something similar to that. My price point is not that high, and I am going to pay attention to things that even though it's only 10 of these dresses, it's still mass production. So I'm going to directly pay attention to those details that these others cannot do. And if it's not 5 and 6 thousand, even if they bought a $5,000 to $6,000 dress, more than likely that thing has to be altered. That's easily $300. Where I
Wow.
come in, you just get the whole shebang for, I say, 40% less, depending on what the type of product that it is. But as far as like brick and mortar stores,
Mm-hmm.
again, if those folk are I've learned this. Everyone is not in the same boat. Everyone didn't hurt in 2020. Everybody didn't hurt in 2008.
True.
Some people made millions of dollars.
Flourished, man. Yes, sir.
Flourished. So it depends on how it just depends on how you pivot. Like a lot of things, and that is a question in fashion, period, about because we're over consuming, and now it's affecting the environment. So now more designers are becoming conscious, and just across the board, not just bridal, but becoming conscious of what they produce, how much they produce. There's some designers that only use end of boat fabrics. Once this is done, it's done.
So it's funny that you say that about overconsumption and just how the industry seems to be going. Like
Hmm.
I always akin fashion to technology. Like if you think about technology, like that brand new iPhone that someone just bought like a couple of months ago,
Hmm.
before that phone even hit the stores, it was already outdated because they were already working on the next thing coming down the
Or
pipeline.
have already had it. This
Right.
stuff is probably
So
sitting on shelves
it's sitting on
waiting to be
shelves just
produced.
chilling, waiting to
Waiting
Yep,
be
to
it
be,
is.
used.
yeah,
And I see
yeah.
fashion kind of the same way. It's like by the time the stuff that's hot really hit like mainstream, it's like fashion has already moved on to
Or the
something
Midwest.
else. Right,
or
right.
the or the Midwest, because we just seem to not get it.
Yeah.
We just seem to not get it. We seem to not
Cause
get it.
man, we like our
Um,
denim thongs and our lycra
Hey,
tops.
we
yeah,
like
speaking
our
of that, let me ask you a question. Is it true?
oh god.
Let me ask you a question though. Yeah, Mike, you should have did.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But I want to ask them, is it true that we're really like us in Chicago? Is it true that we're like really like the late people on when things like the fashion things? Because I
Absolutely.
heard that before. Like I got
Yeah.
friends from New York, they always say, you all in Chicago, you all always are late on what's hot,
Late. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know because we're just in the. We're still in the Bible Belt. It's like, all right, you can raise that skirt up a little bit more. They're gonna be okay. They're gonna be okay. It's okay to wear that lipstick. But
Oh my gosh,
we're in
she's showing her calves. It's like
Toulouse, Mississippi. Is that an elbow? I see it is an elbow, Nana. And I need some
see,
lotion.
just
Okay, need a little bit of lotion on my elbo.
he
What is this an
reliving
elbow?
he
Who made it?
reliving his Kojic days.
Oh.
Well, we're gonna even go there. Look, so here's another question. Do you cater to a particular size girl? And also, do you do men's fashion?
I do. The things I do for men are more, and I had this conversation with somebody else, are more urban, kind of streetwear. I
Mm,
also do, like I mentioned before, I do outerwear.
okay.
So I just made myself this coat that I'm in love with. I'll say it. So I do more when I'm not a tailor. I'm not a men's tailor. I'm not going to tailor a suit because that bores me. It's not enough. It's very if you want to get a men's tailor suit, it's very particular. And
Really?
I'm not and oh yeah, yeah. Even
I
a
would think that
cheap.
doing like designer dresses would be more particular than doing a
Oh, it
man's suit.
is. And I'd rather
Oh.
do that particular than do a man's
Oh,
suit.
I got you,
Yeah,
got you,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
got you.
I'd rather do that. I do a ball gown for free. I'm not doing it, but I do.
So is it because of is it because of a woman's lines that you prefer working with? Because men are pretty just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Men are pretty. It's basic. If you're not infusing like color or textures,
Right, because we don't do a whole lot of colors and textures.
not a lot. I mean, what? And don't get me wrong. It exists, and it exists on a very high end level. It
Okay.
does. But I think, and I think also people get confused that you don't have. If you see a designer look on the runway, you don't have to do that look head to toe. You can take that apart. You can take this. There's something in that outfit that really speaks to who you are as a person. You can take that, put it on with your jeans and your Jordans, and a good denim jacket, and go out.
So do you cater to a particular size girl, or do you cater to
I
whoever?
cater to a particular size wallet. I cater to those.
I ain't mad at you.
That
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad. You kept it real. I ain't mad at you.
I have some very specific financial endeavors in place.
My man said, "Girl, if your wallet is right,
If that wallet is right,
I got you."
But no, and I like to work with because your plus size girls are going to now that market is expanding. Like I follow like different designer boutiques on Instagram, like plus size. And speaking of plus size women, particularly, they have their range of options it's exploded. It's exploded.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, because you got like you
don't have to be a 2. You can be 22. Come on, I got
come on
3
now.
packages of boning. We can do this. Let's go.
Just stay away from the denim.
Let's stay away from. But they have stretch too.
Oh, that's right. That lycra.
Yeah.
You might be able to work it out, girl.
We can do it. We can do it.
So another question is, what did you think about the first Black designer on Project Runway? Did you even watch Project Runway? I guess I should ask that first.
That's a better question.
Yeah,
that's my wife asking that question. She loves that show.
I watched. Who was the first? Was it Michael Knight? That was the first.
Michael Knight.
I know you don't know.
Who was it, Jackie? Tell us.
Yes, Jackie. Who was it?
Yeah, Jackie. Who was it? Because I know you know.
Yeah, that's her stuff. Believe me.
I watched probably the first 2, maybe 1.5 seasons of Project Runway, and just kind of checked out. Only because it became commercial. It was about ratings. It became
like more drama and less about the clothes.
Tune in, and those ratings are gonna go up. But here they are in their 12th, 13th, 14th season. It's just like American Idol and all those other shows. It's the same thing.
True.
It's less about finding talent and more about ratings.
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons why I didn't bother. It's not that I didn't. Michael Knight. Yeah.
It was Michael Knight. Good job, Jackie. Thank you. You're so smart.
You knew that though, Mike. You did the Knight Rider theme song.
Well, just because he said Michael Knight, and that's the first thing that popped into my head. I don't know who he is.
Got it.
I told you I'm so ignorant when it comes to fashion.
I thought he was good. I didn't keep up with what I saw. But had a short-lived career because he passed away a few years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah, young guy. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm not much on fashion.
Wow.
And I said this, and during the inauguration, Michelle Obama started trending. Again, I don't know much about fashion, but
what did you think?
I thought it was fantastic because she looked like a freaking superhero with that thing on. I thought it was dope. Because it just had a nice flow to it. Like it didn't look like a coat. It
wasn't overworked. It wasn't overkill. It was clean.
She didn't have a big gold. She didn't have a big Holy Ghost bird on her chest like Lady Gaga.
Now on the opposite, I love that.
Did you?
Oh yeah. Oh, that particular designer.
So you like the bird or the dress itself?
The whole look.
You like the whole look? Okay.
I love that particular designer, Schiaparelli. But Schiaparelli has been around since the 1930s. That particular designer is just someone else is at the helm of that house. But I love what he does.
What did John say?
I like that. I like that hawk that was trying to come and take off her face. Yeah, absolutely. And she needed something because the singing wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't. But that's been Lady Gaga, though. I mean, this is somebody who wore meat dress. You know what I'm saying?
But she's established herself.
Exactly.
She's established herself. She can come out in black plastic and kill it.
True. Yeah.
Kill it
This
with a
is true.
string of rhinestones down the back and kill it.
You know who else is kind of like that to me? Like on the other end of the spectrum is Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott always seemed to be that kind of person that she could almost rock anything.
And you looked for her to see what is she gonna do.
Absolutely.
What is she gonna do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now here's an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about finding your high end clients?
Well, I'm in the process of doing that. but seriously, like it's gonna take something like these discussions that I've just had in the past, like in the past 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like necessarily zeroing in on like LinkedIn platforms like that. Maybe not so much Instagram. A friend of mine was telling me. A friend of mine was, we were chatting about that. My client might not be on Instagram. It might be time for me to move.
Man, you know what?
It might be time. It might be time for me to go. I might have done all that I can in Chicago. I want to make sure that I have, but if it is time for me to go, then I'll go.
And sometimes the resources can be exhausted where you are.
What are you looking at? New York or California? Which one?
London.
New York is probably even worse. You said London. Yeah, because New York is probably even worse.
No, but I said New York, California because that's where all that, the fashion things happen.
Los Angeles, absolutely.
Yeah.
Los Angeles is a good springboard, and there are specific places that you go. Like if I wanted the black dollar, I would go to DC.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I would go to DC, and it's also DC is also, I think it's number 4 in terms of a good hub for black entrepreneurs. Yeah, so I would stateside, but I'm also I'm thinking like down the lines. Like at this point, I am not 20, 30, none of those. So I would probably move somewhere close to where I was maybe going to retire. But yeah, if I move, it has to be a way forward in business and in both my businesses, in music and fashion. It's got to be, very conducive to that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So where do you see, you just mentioned in retirement and kind of thinking about maybe you possibly moving and where do you see yourself in, say, the next 10 years? What do you see? Where do you see Golden Label Studios?
I see it, first of all, I see it in stages. Like, and I've really like never shared, and it's not a big secret. I've just not really talked about it in depth. Okay. There are like 3 stages that I want. I want to build a bridal label. I want to build an accessories, like a streetwear accessories label. All under the same umbrella. And I would do bridal streetwear. There's one more. No, but that's it. Bridal streetwear and accessories. Want to, like, in the next 10 years, I want to be in a position to be manufacturing. Okay. So and in the next 3 years, I want to be from behind the sewing machine. I don't want to sew. I've done it. I've done it. I don't want to have to slave over these dresses. So a lot of that is capital. Just having that money to initially get started. Bridal is expensive. On the low end, bridal is expensive. It is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, John, no, you're absolutely right. When it comes to those clients, man, time, cost, and quality, all of those things factor. And a lot of people, a lot of people don't understand that. Like,
and you have to constantly re-educate people.
You got to constantly re-educate people, man. Constantly.
They don't get it. But again, when you're dealing with people that the fashionistas that shop at Ross,
right?
And hey man,
ain't nothing wrong with Ross.
Ain't nothing wrong with Ross. I have found great deals. I have found great deals at Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls. That's where I shop. Because other than that, I'm not paying, and that's the thing about it too. Even in between, when you think about retail, the lower and the higher end, it's not even all about how much it costs sometimes. I bought a pair of jeans that was $99. It retail $99, and I bought them for 24.
I'm about to say you did that on purpose.
No. Didn't do that. But 3 months,
right.
I worn the legs out, and I haven't worn them I haven't worn them every day straight. I'm like, I'd have been mad if I spent $100 on those pants.
Been upset. So look, we're gonna take a couple more questions, and then we didn't even get to the fashion show, man. That's crazy.
We did not. It's okay, but I have fun.
Right. It was a good time, but we're still here. All right, so got another question. So, Pastor says, he said he may have missed this. He said, are your designs in any stores now, or do you plan to put them there? And do you have a presence in the virtual arena? To piggyback on that, do you think brick and mortar stores are going away? And because I see a lot of people trending more towards like pop-ups and going that way in regards to things. I don't know if that would work so much for what you're trying to do, but yeah, I just want to put that in there. But his question is, are your designs right now in any stores, or do you plan on putting them there? Or if not, do you have a presence online?
I have an online. I have a website where people can go in and make appointments and come and see me. Right now, everything I do is custom. Gotcha. I don't have any. I haven't put anything. That's like phase 2. Getting stuff into a boutique, but again, I have to be very cautious and what's the word that I'm really looking for? Strategic about where this stuff is sold. So I need to do research on where my designs would do best. Like I have to do research going into production. I have to consider all of that. But right now, no. Because it's much easier for me to control what I do when I do custom. And now we have to be mindful because like you said, these brick and mortar stores are
a lot of brick and mortar stores are going away. Yeah.
They are going away. And that was before 2020.
But I think what happened. No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
I think what happened is like this whole pandemic thing has kind of turned a lot of stuff on its head. Yeah. And I think what it caused people to realize is that you don't necessarily have to have, a physical 4 walls to do a lot of stuff. No. So people are starting to, people's strategies are starting to change in regards to that. So
there were even designers that were doing consultations on online,
like on Zoom meetings and stuff like that.
Virtual.
How do you do that though? Like how do you?
In my mind, I would. At some point, someone would have to get measured.
Right.
Find a dry cleaner, or if that business is large enough, they can have a rep come out and actually take those measurements.
Okay.
But even that, you have to be.
You better be careful. Because look, some of them might not give you the right measurements.
They might.
But that waist looks. They didn't shave a couple off the waist. But like,
right, and that's not what not at this price point. That's not what you want to do. But some people were, and this still don't stretch. It's don't stretch.
Say, I'm sorry, man, but there's no lycra.
Put your mask on. Come on out.
Right. A couple more questions. So we had another question that said, "Would you have you considered creating a low end mass produced item to help fund future endeavors?" And then there was a second question that was similar to that says, "What if you got a contract with, say, Target to mass produce some of your pieces?" Questions for you, man.
They got questions for me. I'm not prepared for this, but
it's all right. That's why I brought you on.
That could be an option.
Okay.
But again, it still depends on that capital. Now, if they have funded the whole thing, absolutely. If I signed a contract and they're paying me to create a line, sure. But if I got to come out of my pocket to do that, not right now.
But Ataka says,
Not right
listen,
now.
Mr. Golden, we saw some of your works. We were wondering if you can do maybe a lower end version of some or some original pieces,
The
for
answer
us
is
to carry
yes.
particular. Yeah, you
Yeah,
like Martha Stewart and just a couple of people that like Brooke Shields. Don't she got
absolutely.
a don't she got a line and I
Yep,
think our line is in Target or something like that. So look,
absolutely.
how
I
many
think
shoes have?
H&M. Well,
Yes,
H&M is not necessarily. They're not. They still. I think they still a little
yeah. People
grease.
they
That
still on the
people grease
watch
is still
list.
hot.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they
still
still
on
on
the
watch
watch
list.
list. Yeah, you're gonna put the little
But
boy. You're gonna put the little black boy in the monkey shirt. That's how we doing it, H&M.
yeah, yeah. That's how
Yeah.
we doing it. That's how we doing it. Um, H&M would be. They would be something. They would have my target audience
Got you.
versus Target. But Target does it. No, that's not Target. ASOS has like a brighter line. It's a
Okay.
lower
Okay.
end brighter line. But
Nice.
most of that stuff is done in house. If I were approached to do it, sure.
Hmm.
Why
All
not?
right. Now listen.
That's a
I know
check.
we've been talking about fashion, and he's listen. He's again. I'm glad I brought him on because I have no fashion sense whatsoever. I can
Help
match
me out.
colors. I can match colors, but this has been.
Yes,
I
all
would be
those stripes are working
remiss.
together.
That
Hey, I'm
champion hoodie
telling.
on is kind
Look,
of dope though.
all of these
I ain't gonna
stripes,
front.
son.
Your little champion hoodie on, that's kind of dope though.
Yeah, here's a funny story about Champion. Payless used to sell Champion for
I
under
love Champion.
$20.
Did
Now you can't. Now you can't get a hoodie for less than 50.
can't
What is
Champion
going
came
on in the
up.
world?
unless you go to Marshalls or TJ Maxx. Yeah,
Or Ross Dress for less. There you
and
go.
they
So
can
look,
and they carry all sizes. So you might want to
yes, they
slide on down
do.
there.
Absolutely. But I would be
Slide on
remiss
down.
if I did not mention this young man's other talent. Those you all
Oh
may not
Lord.
know, he is a prolific singer. Now, along with him making Kelly's Dress, me and Al used to sing in a choir years ago at Reed's Temple
Years.
Church of God in Christ. And
Oh,
I got to put you on the spot. You already know. I
oh
got to put you
Lord.
on the spot, man. I hope I hope you did a little tea and
Well, I
a
did.
little,
I drank water instead.
you
I
got a
didn't.
little water, just a little something, man. Just a few bars, just to hit them with before we
Oh,
go.
okay. I should have known. I should have known.
You should have known. You should have known
I should have
this.
known. I should have known. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you, Lord, today because you care for me in such a special way. That's why I praise you and I lift you up and I magnify your
Come
name.
on, come on, come
While
on.
my heart is filled with praise. Amen.
Look, see, and he went easy on y'all. I'm just saying. Listen, man. I appreciate you like you don't even realize, man, for
Thank you so
coming
much,
on
brother. Thank you so
and
much.
I
hanging
appreciate
out
y'all
with
having
us,
me. This
man.
was fun.
Yeah,
This was a lot of fun.
absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
I knew it would
Listen,
be. I told
so
you. I knew I was.
oh, you already knew. You
I already
already knew what
knew.
you was
I
getting
already
into.
knew.
Yeah, yeah. But man, I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us
No
and just
problem.
spending this
No
time
problem.
talking to our viewers, man, and talking about Golden Label Studios. Why don't you go ahead and give them the website where they can check out some of your stuff, and if you got a Facebook page, go ahead and drop that information for them.
No problem. So it's a Golden Label Studio on Facebook and Instagram. The website is I'll have that up in about 2 weeks. That's coming in
Okay.
2 weeks. But you can see my work on at Golden Label Studio, all one word, on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm at the Zhao B Art Center, 1029 West 35th Street in Bridgeport,
Nice.
Chicago, Illinois. Yeah.
All right. Listen, Alfred Golden the third, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you much. Thank you much. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you coming on, man. Listen, so that's
No
it
problem.
for our month of Black entrepreneurs and celebrating Black
You did good,
entrepreneurs.
Mike.
Yeah, man. Look, this is a good. This month is in the books, son. It's in the
Mm-hmm.
books. And
Mm-hmm.
listen, but that don't mean just because we stop. That don't mean just because February is over with, we're gonna stop celebrating Black people. Listen, I encourage each and every last one of you all go out and support your people, man.
Yes,
Whatever it is
yes.
that they doing, support them.
That's right.
There's good black business owners out there.
Good black business. See, come on. I tell y'all this all the time. Just because they're black business don't mean you got to spend your money. If they trash, don't support them.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? But I mean,
that's anybody. But
that's anybody.
But you're gonna spend money for good quality, though. That's how it goes.
Right.
If you want good quality, you got to spend the money for it. That's as simple as that.
That's what's it. John want to be on. Hey, John, we're gonna find. Hey, you ain't said nothing but a word. You ain't said nothing but a word.
We're gonna put John on.
Yeah, man. But the celebration don't stop. We gonna still keep celebrating black entrepreneurs. I think we're gonna keep it going all through the year, man. Maybe we'll have one guest on a month, Phil. I think we'll do it like that. Yeah. We're gonna keep the celebration going.
Keep celebrating
all year long.
Yeah, let's keep it going, man.
Black History Year. Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna
lock a wise man once said, I make Black History every day. I don't need a month.
Who said that?
You don't know who said that, Mike?
No. I asked you who said it. Don't be trying to put it off on me.
I know who said it.
You said a wise man said. Who was the wise man, Phil?
The guy whose shoes you was talking about earlier. The young billionaire.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, that is our time, people. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, man. Please don't forget to like, share, and tag this video with somebody that you think may enjoy it. Mr. Golden, man, I appreciate you, bro. Please know that you got a seat at the table anytime you want to come back on, man. I got you. Don't even worry about it. So on behalf of our special guest, Mr. Golden, and of Philip Hines and myself, y'all get 2 fingers to the side. Make sure you holler at your boys because we are officially out.
Peace.